So when I'm talking about or thinking about a high-performing team, hopefully we've all experienced what that feels like, and I think it really is about that. It's a feeling. And to describe that, I think about a classic Australian movie called The Castle, and the lawyer's in the courtroom arguing his case, and he talks about the vibe. A high-performing, highly engaged team just has a vibe. And where that vibe comes from, or how you develop that, really is about the trust that you build within that team, so that people can have have high psychological safety, that they can turn up to work in their full authentic selves and bring what they can to that team. Like a rugby team, you can't have a team full of Dan Carters. You need people with specialties in different areas that perform in their key positions, so that you're all performing towards that common goal, but as yourselves, and able to have that open and trusting communication as a team. I think when you're looking at a high-performing team, there's a number of things that can go into that. It could be around psychological safety, leadership styles, communication styles. But I think Patrick Lencioni puts it really well in his book, 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. And that the key, piece that he pulls out there is around trust. You can't have a high-performing team unless you have trust. So it's really important to build that. And the way that you do that is creating an environment for people to turn up as their true authentic selves. One of the key things that I mentioned earlier was all about building trust, and in order to do that you need to spend time with your team. So I think as a leader, spending time and particularly sharing more vulnerable moments with your team, and this might look like sharing perhaps where you're having trouble resolving a problem, or perhaps where you've tried something and it's failed and you're not quite sure on what the next move forward is. Bringing your team together to share in those more vulnerable situations can really help to develop trust. It's easy to celebrate success and share when you've won goals, etc. But coming together at those tougher times is definitely a little bit more challenging. But that really gives your team the opportunity to come together and see that you are someone who can share with them those times, perhaps where something hasn't worked, but that you trust them to help you build or work on that next way forward.